All right, welcome everybody. It is Tuesday, July 15th, and we are here for your offer ladder makeover. Okay. Before I bring Tracy on from GetHealthy.store, I just want to re-present and let you know that just buckle up for the ride because there's going to be some of you who are like, offer ladder, I totally know what that is, and I would like to add more income at every single step on my offer ladder. Some of you are going to be like, offer ladder, what's that? Is that how I get to the top of my roof when the leaves need cleaned out of the gutter? No, it's not. Okay. It is simply the way that we in the marketing geeky world, it's the way that we talk about your customer journey from the moment that they find you. So it's going to be a little opposite for those of you who've been wrapping your head around funnels, right? Funnels is a top to bottom conversation, just like a funnel, right? So generally, you're probably thinking about your marketing in terms of top to bottom, top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. Top of funnel people just found you. Middle of funnel people are warming up. They know, like, and trust you. And bottom of funnel people are buying or getting ready to buy. Okay. When we're talking about your offer ladder, this is sort of an internal business conversation. And you, because you are a health entrepreneur, okay, I'm going to say that again. You are a health entrepreneur. Okay. You're not a doctor who chose to work at Kaiser or some big hospital. You're not a health coach who chose to work at some clinic. You are your own business person. And when you take on the responsibility of being your own business person, what we're here to do today will move you beyond owning your own job and actually help you own a leveraged business and income stream that will maximize your time, your energy, your effort. Okay. So externally, we talk about a funnel, top, middle, bottom. Internally, we want to be looking at our offer ladder. So when people are starting with us, and we hope they climb up that ladder, and maybe they give us their name and email, and then maybe they give us a small entry level offer, and then they book a call with us, and then they buy a 3 month package, and then they're in our monthly recurring year long program, something like that. That would be an example of people moving up your offer ladder. Well, I've asked Tracy to come and talk to us today because Get Healthy Store is an easy way, the easiest way that I have found in the, health space online for you to be able to inject cash into every single step of that ladder. Every step of that ladder. From when they're free people and they are not even on your list yet, all the way up to what we call fulfillment. And fulfillment is when they've purchased an offer for you, and therefore we're sending supportive emails, we're providing the care, we're doing all the things that they came to us for. We can inject cash, income, hardcore money into every single step of that ladder. And if you do it right, it takes 0 more minutes once you have it set up. Okay. So this is what my financial advisor would call me: hard now, easy later, right? So we have to do a little bit of setup, and then it pays dividends throughout our life. Okay. So it is going to be one of those conversations. When you hear us say it takes no time, it's once you set it up, right? So we're going to set it up once, and then we can set it and forget it, adjust it if I don't know, maybe a supplement goes out of business and we need to find a new one, that kind of thing. But for the most part, once you set this up, it's going to add money to your business, and it's going to take not 1 more minute of your time. Okay. That's the super cool part. Okay. So that's the preface for what we're talking about today. When we say offer ladder makeover, most of us have a really janky kind of offer ladder, and we would like to make it a golden elevator, right? Like a golden escalator that just automatically brings money into your business. And so to do that, I have asked Tracy to come and join us from Get Healthy Labs. Tracy, anything I missed about making sure everybody understands the offer ladder concept? Because I'm going to trust you to be my litmus test for not getting too marketing geeky and actually making sure that I'm explaining this in a way that practitioners can follow along. So is there anything that we need to make sure that they know before we get into this?
No, I mean, as a practitioner, I used to think like the job ended at education, right? But information alone doesn't transform lives. It happens when they actually implement it. And you have to kind of handhold these people through this bouncing ball. So, if there is a lab or a pill pack or a product or whatever the add-ons on, that's part of the care plan and the conversion strategy. So, I just want people to know that I didn't start out in this industry as a tech savvy marketing person. I was a practitioner and I had to fumble through a lot of things to to figure out what worked in my market, and what were my people looking for. And I think that was really important when you're building your offer ladder, is to understand who you are in the industry and define that. So I love all of your concepts, and I'm so excited to be here with you and just to see how our two concepts of what we tried to do, which is solve issues in the industry for practitioners that never got into this to be marketers. How do we help them do that? How do we help them scale their genius and to get the attention of the people that need them? So I really appreciate you doing this with us.
Of course, this is great. And so, for those of you who are not familiar with what Get Healthy Store does, I should just make sure that all of you in my audience are really familiar. Obviously, all of you in the Get Healthy Labs or Get Healthy Store audience, you guys know because you're using this platform, and high five you. That's a really smart move. Just want to make sure that those of you who are not already familiar, that you understand. You may have heard of e-commerce stores, right? So you might heard of brands like Shopify, for example. There's many of them, but Shopify is a good example. I just want you to really wrap your head around Get Healthy Store being your easy access to having a branded, customized, like I'm talking your photo, your logo, your fonts, your colors, all that things, but without the hundreds of thousands of dollars that can go into setting up those types of stores. Okay. They can be very expensive to get the experts who make them fancy, make them work, make them fire on all cylinders, and actually create income in your business. Well, Get Healthy Stories has an awesome backstory. You should definitely go on their site and get the backstory. But what I love about it is the owner was like, he was on the patient side, right? So if you're wondering, oh, is this going to be a good patient experience? Hi, it was made by a patient who was like, why are you sending me over here to buy this and over there to buy that and over there? What the heck, right? Let's make this a seamless, easy journey for me, the patient. And that's not the full story, but that's the basics behind it. Okay. So that should give you some sense of this is an online piece of equipment that can let me have a storefront that lets me house everything from supplements, testing, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of leading with testing. And one of the secret reasons that I want Tracy here is because you guys can do customized pill packs, like branded for you. Talk about starting to get your name out there, like they're branded for you. For those of you who are like, Joy, I love your lab test funnel process. Let's move the labs from behind the marketing and sales, the few labs I would order every week for clients. Let's put them right up front in the marketing through a signing physician so that I can bring in leads who actually have some skin in the game. Some of you have let me know, hey, that's like I'm not doing that yet, or I don't do that. Well, what if there was a rapid relief bundle that you have? Maybe, for example, if you're in your gut space, you might need them to just start with some basics. Like, let's just get you using some digestive enzymes. Let's have you take some charcoal if you're drinking, right? We could give them a custom little pill pack that is all over the counter stuff. It's not prescription, right? It's nutraceutical. So we're not dealing with any prescribing or treating. If you don't want to lead with a lab, what if you just wanted to lead with a rapid relief pill pack and let them see, hey, if this calms down your body, brings you back into homeostasis, which by the way is not a word we would use in our top of funnel content because we would have to explain that to people, right? But if that's something that you wanted to lead with, guys, we could lead with that as an invitation in our top of funnel marketing of people just who are newer to us. And that means we're automatically filtering for people who are ready to put a little skin in the game, right? So instead of this problem, which I know all of you are sending me emails, you're sending me DMs saying, oh my God, my list, my following, it's a bunch of freebie seekers. Let's solve that problem by injecting small sales into our offer ladder, into our marketing, so that we're not just dealing with freebie seekers. We are dealing with people who raise their hand and say, I'm willing to throw down some cash, some time, some, commitment to following a protocol to get results. Okay. Because if they're not in partnership with you at that level, then let's face it, they're not going to get results anyway. So you might as well be filtering. So I'm super excited for her to talk about pill packs as an option. But I think, Tracy, the best place to start would probably be to just set them up with like a visual on what is, how do I even chart out my offer ladder? Does that sound like a good place to start?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I want you guys to know, if you want, I'm going to draw on I'm going to draw on my iPad so we can take a look at this together. But I also made you a graphic. So if you want to like draw out your own and follow along, you guys can, I'm going to put this on screen. Okay. You can just reach out to me on Instagram, and it's a Google document where you can type in everything in your offer letter and then share it with your team. Okay. So I'm going to manually draw this out, and then I'm going to show you that graphic, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. And I'll explain why I personally believe having that in a Google Drive document, just a Google Doc, that one is built in a spreadsheet, the one that I'll DM you, and it's available automatically. So if you go and DM me that offer letter upgrade, you'll have access to it while we're talking. Okay. The reason I want you to sketch this out yourself and then share it in a document is, as you grow, I want you guys, you and your team, to be able to put in what you want to link to, things you want to sell in your offer letter. I want you guys to be updating that, refining it all the time. Every chance you see an opportunity to inject more income into your business, I want you to take advantage of that. Okay. So I'm going to come on over here to my iPad really quick. I'm going to share screen just because when I'm going to put Tracy down here, and I'm going to bring us over to our iPad like this. You guys, I'll put I'll put the code back up in just a minute. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to see this backwards. Let me just flip the screen for you so it doesn't look backwards. When I lead my mastermind, it needs to go one way, but when I'm on this platform, it needs to go a different way. Let's go mirror. There we go. Okay, it looks backwards on my monitor, so I'm assuming it's going to look forwards to you. Does that look forwards to you guys? Or is it backwards?
Still backwards.
Still backwards. Whoop. Camera, iPad. Oh, I know why, because it's locked. Hold on, let me unlock it. 1 second. Sorry, you guys. The fun of live streaming. Okay, there we go. We'll unlock it. Now we can mirror it.
Yeah.
Does that
Now
work?
you're good. Yep.
Okay, now we're good. All right. Sorry for the wait, you guys. I'm going to lock it back up so it doesn't screech up on us. Okay. So I'm going to draw this out for you, but I want you to kind of keep in mind that there's a lot of things happening in the online space. And unlike other people who are, just showing off their pancakes and how beautiful they are with the edible flowers and berries and stuff like that, that's not you. Okay. You are not just another content creator. I need you to turn into a health conversion strategist. Okay. Conversion from the online space, meaning we need to move your audience from content consumers to people who are actually taking action about their health. Okay. And that means you have to operate a little bit differently. And Tracy said this, right? She was like, we're not, it's not enough to just provide information. We actually have to give them the tools to implement something, right? If they just sit and consume content, that's not going to change their gut, their hormones, their thyroid, their adrenals. It's not going to change anything. Okay. The moms looking for, optimizing their fertility. That's not going to happen if we don't actually get them in action. And they want to be pushing that baby in the baby carriage sometime this year or next. So we actually have to put them in action. Okay. So I want you to think about your offer ladder like this. Okay. I want you to think about, okay, I've got a whole bunch of things that I want my people to do in order to get to me. Okay. So they're going to start down here. Hello, little customer. And then they're going to move up this ladder, and they're going to get awesome results, and they're going to be happy at you. Okay. So this is a very simplified way to think about this, but this is how I want us to talk about it. Okay. We have options. Most of us are putting out free content. Okay. Now, where I see mistakes, and Tracy, you just chime in, and like, if you're seeing anything I don't see, I just want you to interrupt me. Okay. Most of us are putting out free content. My preference is that your free content is your YouTube, it is your email, it is your Instagram, your TikTok, whatever platforms you have chosen. I'm hoping that you have something that gets them onto your email list, okay? Because email, you get to control how often content is putting in front of those people. If you want to send 2 emails a day to keep people healthy, you could do that. If you put stuff out on TikTok, let's say, well, the algorithm is deciding whether or not they put that content in front of other people. So this one actually gives you control. Okay. On the free platforms, They're free, but you don't own them. Zuckerberg owns them. Google owns them, right? And so I want you to move towards getting people. So that's one step up the ladder, is you having the control to put content in front of them. Okay. Now, at this level in this ladder, what happens is most people are doing free stuff. Okay. So they might do a free guide, they might do a free webinar, which I don't know, somewhere along the way, everybody decided that was called a master class and it makes it more classy. I'm not sure about that myself. Okay. They might even be doing things like workshops. Okay. I would like to break the mold on that. Okay. I think that when you get to this level right here of adding some control, which I do want you to have, I want you to have that control, because that control helps you monetize your business ever better. And that's what I want for you. Okay. But what I see people doing too much is they get crazy with the amount of free content, and that trips up the algorithm. Now, people think mistakenly, they wrongly believe, oh, the algorithm is messing with me. I'm blacklisted. I can't convert anybody. When really what's happening is the algorithm is working perfectly. Okay. When you say I'm a brand who offers free stuff, okay, the algorithm goes, okay, Tracy wants people who take things for free. Right. And I bet you Tracy does not want a list of people who only want free things. I bet she would be much happier if she had a list of people who were actually ready to invest. So, my recommendation to you is when you make moves, okay, to get people on here onto the list. So, when you make moves to get people onto your list, please do not do only free. Okay. Please consider instead, hey, what if I had a $45 workshop? What if I led with a lab test funnel? Okay. A lab test funnel. That's my favorite right now. I just finished my book, right? On lab test funnel. It's called Get Cash Paid Clients. I'm so excited. I'll get you an advanced copy, Tracy. So you can write a blurb for me. Okay. So I like the idea of in this area right here where you make the move to get people onto this stair. I really want you to consider having multiple options. Free? Sure. Yeah. If you're on a podcast, if somebody is edifying you, do I want you to move that audience to your email list? Oh, heck yes, I do. And that probably is best done with a free gift, right? That's probably best done with a free gift. But in terms of the things that you're spending time on your content marketing and your email marketing on, please do not do all free. You are training people to follow you and only take free information and never invest in themselves. And that is a mistake. Okay. So I want this entire ecosphere of moving them onto your list. So everything that aligns with getting them onto your list right here, I want that to be a mix of free and paid content. Okay. I cannot hammer that home enough. It needs to be a mix of free and paid content. Okay. So since we have Tracy here, I'm going to ask her, what can we do? I'll go full screen and we'll bring her on here. Tracy, what's an example of something that we could give away where the person is not ready to do a book call with you? They're not ready to buy your program. They're just consuming, I don't know, let's say an Instagram live. What is something that you could sell them right now that is low entry that we could sell on Get Healthy Store?
You could sell anything from a pill pack to a service to a lab test. We are multi-product category, so really just
Okay.
pick your gift. Um, you know,
Let's pick something that you have that we could even, like, if you wanted to share screen, we could even show it off in the store if you want. But let's just pick a pill pack and we'll draw out the whole offer ladder and then we'll let them see, like, what does it look like on Get Healthy Store, because your store is great. So what's something that you would have available in your store? If you have a pill pack, that would be a great example. You
I'll
do.
share.
Okay, good.
It's
So
okay.
let's say that she's giving an Instagram live. What is a symptom that this pill pack would help with?
Yeah, so let's take a look at what we have. This is the branded experience that you were talking about. And I think the beauty of utilizing pill packs is that you don't have the cogs, right? You don't have the cost of goods. You don't have to front the money for these things. Can you see my screen okay?
I can see. Yeah, we can all see. This is great.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
free
guys, she said some
available.
terms there. She said COGS,
Yeah.
COGS, which
Cost
stands
of
for
goods
cost of
sold.
goods sold, right? So what she's saying is Get Healthy Store makes it so you don't have to front all this money and have this whole big expenditure of buying, I don't know, sometimes you have to buy, at least 1,000 units of something in order to get it branded for you. No, 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 no. That does not happen in this environment. Okay. So if there's anything that you guys don't understand, like throw the question in chat and we'll pause and make sure that you guys get it. Okay. But when she says COGS, she just means generally we have to pay for those goods in advance before we can turn around and sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. So the point of consideration for me as the practitioner, obviously I'm going to look at what is the best pack for the market as to what is my audience asking for. So for example, the foundational protocol would be to complement people that are on, perhaps, let's just stick in the GLP-1, a GLP-1, an injectable, or a GLP-1 GIP. The GLP-1 peptide pack in the middle would be for someone who wants an alternative to that. And then the longevity and rejuvenation pack is a peptide pack for exactly what it says, just longevity, rejuvenation, anti-aging. So basically I'm going to pick my audience, and let's just say, let's go with the easy one. Everybody wants to feel better, look younger, have beautiful, healthy, glowing skin. Let's do the longevity pack. Probably one of the lower price points. I could build a coupon for this if I really wanted to make it really enticing. Yeah. But as you can see, branded, all the details are here as to what is in it. So it gives people a lot of information to make a reflective choice. And it's branded to me. So let's just do this one.
I love it. This is great. Okay, you guys. So let's say that she did free content. We'll use a free content example. She did a free Instagram live and she was just, kind of shooting the shit with someone who's an expert in the longevity space, and they're having a good time with that. And they get to the point of the conversation where they're talking about this option. Okay. So she's having a great conversation. Everybody's following. You guys get it that content is free, right? So if she's having that that as an Instagram collab with a longevity expert, that content is free. Okay. They're consuming that on a free platform. The content is free. You guys are following that. Now she can take them on the next offer ladder step if she wanted to, right? But let's just start right here. She's on the Instagram live. That's free content. She could say, DM me for the link to my favorite longevity and rejuvenation pet pack. Okay. Mm-hmm. If she's offering that, guess what happens? The algorithm is going to love it because all of a sudden it's going to see an uptick in her interaction on that platform, right? Whoa, her DMs are blowing up. That's going to be good for her on the Instagram algorithm because it's seeing, oh, look at that. She's doing a collab. That's expanding the audience. That's expanding our network here on the platform. They like that. Okay. Oh, they're staying on platform for a long time to watch. Oh, the algorithm freaking loves that. Okay. And then also she's getting interactions in her DMs and she's getting replies back and forth because if she's like set up a ManyChat or if she has her team do it manually, there's some chats going back and forth to provide people the link to this asset. Okay. When they come and get this asset, she just made money. Okay. Tracy, how much money do you make on this pack?
I will make 65% of net. So
okay, great. So what is that? 65, let's just call it $80. Okay. So let's call it round numbers. She's making 75, $80. You guys can't see this, but I will just make a note on our ladder and then we'll come back to it. Okay. So if she did, in this case, this was the peptide pill pack. Okay. And she's going to make about, let's just call it round numbers, $80. Okay, great. Everybody see how easy that is? I want to put this question on screen really quick, Tracy, because I think it's important for people to know that I just asked, like, I didn't even prepare this for her, you guys. Like, I just asked her, please, like, open your store and show us anything. Okay. So you're watching live. This is like live content at its finest, right? So I want you to answer Melissa's question. Hey, Melissa, we love you. About whether or not there is a pill pack, because I want you guys to understand how customizable this is. So Tracy, could you speak to Melissa about how she's actually the boss of how many pill packs, what kind of pill packs?
Correct. So you construct these yourself from multiple brands that are available in the catalog. And, the GLP-1 pack, that's an alternative that I made, Melissa, is actually a gut health pack. So it has akkermansia, some polyphenols, and a metabolic product by Pendulum. The nice thing about the pill packs is you can construct them from multiple brands. So it's not just one brand, it's several. So if you want to pull something from 3 of your favorite brands into a pill pack and then set the cadence for your client or patients, yes, we have Cellcore. Um,
I know Melissa speaks for them, so I was like,
so So, long story short, this is your brand, your store, and that's what we really try to do is keep everything at the practitioner level in your control so that we are continually bringing people back to you. You're the professional, you're the ambassador of health. So as Joy's walking through these things, it's really nice to see that all the technology that we've implemented all of these years, that we have somebody that understands the value of it and can teach you how to walk people through this experience to actually get to that point of purchase. So yes, you can construct them. We also have a dispensary on the back end of our technology. So on front, we're a store. In the back, we're a full practitioner tool that you can use to build recommendations and script protocols to your patients and clients, including pill packs that you've already built and are available on the front of your store just for people to buy. But also on the back end, you can customize any pill pack you want across multiple brands for condition specific issues for those in chair experiences. So we take that in clinic practitioner and we grow with them, just like Joy does. She takes the in clinic practitioner who wants to scale, who's looking for rather than trading time for money, to have a mass effect on a large body of people. Because I always say, I'm tired of saying the same thing to every single person, right? So I build a course that I either can sell to somebody or give to them in my care so that I don't have to continue to say the foundational things that I always do. So these pill packs are great. I really enjoy them because it's my brand. As I said earlier, you don't pay for that. You don't pay for those boxes. They will construct and design a beautiful sleeve for your box. You are in control of what you put in that box, what you name that box, the details. You can even provide those. And this is where stuff like AI is very powerful for practitioners. And I know some are like, no, I don't use it. I actually will take the label and ingredients and put them into AI and say, I want to position this pack as a longevity and rejuvenation. I want you to explain the benefits of each of the components, keeping it in legal terms, and then give me a summation of what somebody would need to convert on the sale on my page. And it will write that for me. Now, obviously, you need to read it, right? It's not always correct. So make sure the content, and then you fill those details in. And as you continue to use these tools that make your practice model easier, you can begin to scale, because you have to remember, trading time for money for me wasn't just about being in the chair. It was about the time that I was spending on building things. And, not, as you always say, Joy, don't recreate don't create new content. Take what you have and keep putting it back out there, because you're going to have people that come into your funnel later downstream and they missed this whole front end part of it. So I listen to her advice and what she says. And, obviously pill packs are an easy thing. They have very high compliance. They're 2-year brand. They fit right into this model. And if you can do a good job talking about the benefits of each of the components within there and the high compliancy and how easy it is, and stick it in your purse and go, and all the things that people complain about, right? They don't want all these bottles. It's too hard to remember to take their supplements. A pill pack takes all those barriers away. So something to think about as a practitioner trying to get high compliancy with your patients and clients.
Yeah. And I put this up on screen, you guys. I'll hide it for just a second, but well, actually, I'll just read the comment instead. So, Coach Muscle Nugget, great name, was asking if this was like my platform or something that we do. Dude, I first of all, I just love Tracy, but I love what Get Healthy Store has done, and that's what you guys want to scan and check out. And you guys, that scan code gets you like a free demo of the platform, so you can actually fully see this in action. I want you to see a little bit of Tracy's store. She's going to show us, I'm going to ask her to show us a couple of other things, but this is like, I've been on the back end of Amy Myers and JJ Virgin and Danielle, like all these brands that have custom e-commerce stores, generally built on Shopify. Generally, I've had the experience that we felt a little handcuffed, I will say, to whoever was building that e-commerce store. We couldn't just like make a change and jump, and if something came to, like, some news came out about something, we couldn't just jump and change the store in a New York minute. GetHealthy.store, like you could build you. I mean, obviously, a pill pack needs to be branded and made. You know what I mean? But like, if Cellcore comes out with a brand new product, or maybe they have a product that you love and you didn't even realize they had that product, and you wanted to drop it in your store, like you could just on your lunch break, you could just do that. You know what I mean? So it's all the bells and whistles of having your own e-commerce built, but it's like, I call it blonde proof, but like it's like you can do that on your lunch break once you get the hang of adding things to the store. Okay. So it's not my platform. I don't own it. I just love it. I bring it in front of you guys because, and let's just circle back and put all the dots together really quick. Okay. So it will help you if we kind of circle back to this for a second. I'm going to come back to this and make sure you understand. So let me hide this really quick. I'll put the QR code back again. Okay. So we this example of she went live and she did a collab on IG. And on that IG, she mentioned this pill pack. Cha-ching! She just made $80. Okay. Now let's say that this IG collab is going on and people are like, whoa, I didn't even know I could take peptides in pill form. I thought I had to figure out the bacteriostatic water and then the injections and do I put in the refrigerator, all the thing. And I don't want to poke myself, the needles, all the things. Her audience might be rapid firing questions in the chat while they're live saying, oh my gosh, how do you do this with food, without food? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't have Tracy's medical brain, let alone her medical expert on peptides who she's collabing with. All this is way over my head. Oh my God, Tracy, what do I do? She could also say, well, you guys, I have a free guide on how to take peptides orally with food, without food. I'll show you exactly when not to, exactly why it works, exactly why some things need to be injected and some things you can swallow and it's not going to hurt it in your stomach acid. You can get all that geeky information broken down into simple English in a guide. So if she wanted, she could also score the email address, right? So now instead of just being like freebie, 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 she's teaching the algorithm, all I want is free people, free stuff. She's made $80 and she's got them on her email list. All right. You guys seeing this? So now she's training the algorithm. Oh, she likes people who will throw down a little bit of cash. She likes people who will educate themselves and invest a little money in themselves. Now the algorithm over time is going to see what Tracy wants. She wants people who want to put skin in the game to their own health. That is hugely beneficial, you guys. I cannot tell you how beneficial that is. Okay. Now, before we come on and show, let's say if we stay in that same vein, Tracy, if somebody liked the pill pack, what is something else that they could do with you? So what's like a low ticket, let's call it a program. Do you have an offer that's not thousands of dollars, that's just like a program? Could we talk about something that you have in that vein? So I could show them one next step up the ladder. And then I want to show them how that step could also inject more things that we can sell through GetHealthy.store in the fulfillment sequence, for example.
Yeah. So I think if we're talking about like what's the next low hanging purchase point that I have, it might be just a small little course on, peptides itself, right? $27, quick and dirty peptide course. It just teaches them about the benefits of peptides. Within that course, then we can talk about, other peptides beyond what's in the longevity pack. And then I took that particular offer and built it up, but we'll wait for that next ladder step.
Okay, so you guys can tell why Tracy and I are friends, because I hate practitioners repeating themselves ad nauseum. I hate it. I hate it. I think it contributes to burnout. I also think the quality of that conversation as you repeat it for the umpteenth millionth time, right? I think it just kind of degrades because they're like, oh God, sue me now. Do I have to explain this again? This is my 10th client today that I've explained it, right? Which that's a champagne problem to have 10 clients in a row that want your knowledge. I totally get that. But honestly, like we're so far beyond that with being able to just capture your lively brilliance, like maybe the first, second, third time that you've taught it, we capture that on film and we don't have to do it. So you guys can tell while we're friends already, because she's smart enough to create a course at this step in the ladder. Okay. How much is the peptide course?
$27.
Okay, that's great because that's low end, you guys. So she's not asking personally. So for the peptide pack, that's kind of like a more than they're even paying for the peptide course. But let's check this out because this is where injecting income into your offer ladder starts to get really magic. Okay, so you said that peptide course is $27, $97.
27.
27. Okay, you guys, that's a steal. So they get the peptide course for $27. Now, anytime we get a course, we have some options for injecting content that is going to make additional sales, right? Now, you guys, I don't want to, I get excited because I want you to make a lot of money, but I don't want you to ever get the feeling that I'm asking you to sell things where they don't belong. I just want to pause and say, you sell things that do belong and you pre-frame and pre-educate who they are for and who they are not for. You know what I mean? Like you're giving that clear level of education. So don't get me wrong. I get excited about you guys making money because I think nobody deserves money more than you guys, because if we don't have our health, it's the only thing that we want, right? But don't ever mistake that. Okay. You guys who've been following me for a long time, you know that. But if you're new here, I think it's important to pause and say that. So now we just made let's go over here. We just made a $27 sale from her peptide course. Okay. So that's this sale right here. Okay. In this $27 course, some things are going to happen. Okay. When they opt in for that course, of course, they could consume that content on their little computer. And of course, there's going to be these cool videos of Tracy, and she's going to be teaching about peptides. But guess what? We could put over on the side? We could put some promo boxes to anything that might be advantageous for those people to invest in if they're excited about peptides and they want to do more. So we can add some injection of upsell offers right here in the course itself. Okay. But also, I bet Tracy has some automated emails that are triggered as soon as people buy. Because if they buy the course, she doesn't just want their money. That's not who Tracy is. She actually loves the people who work with her, and she sends these emails to get them to go and consume the videos in her course because she knows if they don't consume the content, then that's information with no implementation. And that means there's no transformation. And that's not what she wants. So we know she also has the opportunity to mention anything that would be beneficial for them in those emails too. So now our offer ladder just is able to add income in here in the emails, okay, and in the videos themselves as we mention things. Okay, you see how she already created the course, right? She already created the course. It was not extra work for her. All she needed to do is think through in this course when I'm educating them, what else am I teaching them about that they might go, oh, I don't have that and I need that, or I want that. Do you guys see it? So now we're in, this is called fulfillment. Okay. So we were down here before at like free content. And then we did the movement onto our list. And now we're in fulfillment. Okay. That means we're fulfilling on some sort of offer. Now, Tracy, let's come back to you and ask, after they did that peptides course, what would be a logical next step that smart people could ascend into in terms of working with you?
Yeah, so they can book a consult if they want to get more strategic in their peptide therapy.
I
You
love
know, so
that.
I always talk about what I say are upsells and downsells, right? I don't know if those are the right terms, but the
I
upsell,
love it.
obviously, like come book a consult, get a customized peptide pack, that is for your needs. The
Yep.
other thing would be just giving them the links into my store for the products that I'm talking about. So if they want to get strategic on like, well, I don't want KPV, but I think this GHK CU cream looks great and I need that. So they could go get that offer. And then the third thing would be just learning even more about peptides and taking it to the next level. So I could upsell them to my next course, which I have is called Down and Dirty Peptide Course. So
Okay, great. So I'm going to make sure I want to chart this out so everybody can see it. And then I'm going to circle back and I'm going to have her talk us through all the cash injections that we could make into each step of these. Okay, each single step of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you back over here. Okay, so she said, I'm going to make Tracy small just while we're drawing out her offer ladder. Okay, so she said she could get them on a book a call. Now, you guys, from this book a call, what kind of options does she have Like she has so many options. Let's say that, how much is your down and dirty peptides course?
300.
Okay, she could sell them the $300 down and dirty. That's D&D is down and dirty. Peptides course. Okay, she could sell that for $300. But what if she got some sort of bougie high end person on there that was like, no, 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 no. I want you to work with me privately, Tracy. I don't want anything but the best for myself. Do you have some sort of $5,000 6-week package that I could throw down? Do you have that?
Yeah, but it's probably not up to your level of what it should cost. So
Okay, I'm gonna make her charge more for it. Okay.
I'm guilty already. I feel terrible right now. I'm like, I'm not prepared. I'm not. I'm
Okay,
selling
so let's say
short
somebody
already.
wanted like a private, if they wanted a private with you. So it's basically like, yeah, 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 you're down and dirty. No, take me through your down and dirty peptide course privately. What would that cost me?
What would it cost you to go through the course?
No, if I wanted to work with you privately to customize my own peptide journey, talk to you about my own things, if I wanted to do that privately, what would I have to pay?
Well, if they individualize it and they want to do consultations to walk through it, and let's say they wanted to go through a full gamut of peptide rejuvenation, weight loss, all that kind of stuff, it would probably cost around $5,000 to go through.
Perfect. Okay. So, and you guys, I like that because if she said anything less than 5K, I would have to go over to her house and kick her cute little butt. Okay. The reason for that is I intentionally want you guys to have this like distressing price point difference between working with her privately and taking the course. Like that's a painful cost difference, right? That's $4,700 more for me to bogart her personal time and have my bougie one-on-one experience. Okay. Worth it if it matters to me and I'm a bougie kind of chick, then it's worth it to me. And it's also worth it to her because she's like, $5,000. Yeah, that's awesome. Me and Joy are going to go have some fun in Barbados this weekend, right? Okay. So it's
She went
worth
from
it.
eating me up to drinking on the beach. This
Yeah,
is good.
exactly. But we know what peptides to take to feel better the next day. We
Right.
get our
We'll
money.
take our rejuvenation pack with us. We'll be fine.
Exactly, exactly. So I love that she's got a price point that says, okay, you can have my private time, but my private time is golden. If you're smart, you just go ahead and do that and everybody wins. I don't repeat myself, all that good stuff. So I love this price point. Now, the cool thing is at either the one-on-one high-end experience or the course experience in fulfillment, just like we did over here. I'm going to do this in a different color. Okay, just like we did over here, okay, we can add in fulfillment emails, fulfillment support. We can add in things that add more money. You guys seeing this? At every level, we get to do that. Okay, even here. So even if she did this book a call, even if on this book a call, there were people who didn't enroll in the course and they didn't pay for the bougie experience, what if they got an automated handout that explained what they talked about and also had links, okay, to things that they could buy in the peptide space from her store? Now she made money. Either way we went, homegirl made some money, right? Either way, she's injecting cash that does not take her. I mean, aside from the fact that the book a call session itself took some of her time, maybe that's a 20-minute consult. I don't know what she does. Now she's got all of these avenues to inject cash in her business. Okay. And then she's even going to have up here, she may have some like elite offers, right? Maybe she has a peptide princess. Like she has a whole peptide princess monthly live continuity, monthly recurring revenue thing. And everybody who pays in that gets a certain peptide pack every month and they get lectures and they get discounts and that kind of thing. She could even keep moving up the ladder to have more high end offers. And those high end offers have ways for us to inject income into her business. Okay. Now, before I move on from this very simple version of an offer ladder, Tracy said something that I want to address. Okay. I want to address what she said about upsells and cross sells. Okay. So I want you to know that at any point, so we're just going to pull one of these examples out, but what's important for you to know is that this is true for any example that we choose. Okay. So we're just going to pretend that we're only looking at one. Okay. So we're going to have a breakout conversation. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. We're going to have a breakout conversation to explain to you what she meant by the upsell downsell. Okay. So if she took me to a sales page, okay, which is going to be in her Get Healthy store, okay, and she wants me to buy this $27 course, okay, she could make an in sales upsell. That means at the time I'm purchasing, she could say, "Hey, Joy, you are one smart gluten free cookie for buying this course. Did you know that I have a down and dirty peptide course that goes even deeper? And normally that course is $300. But because you are diving deep into the peptide world, if you buy it now, I'm going to let you have it a one time offer for just $250." Oh, people love that, right? Wait, one time offer. I can buy it later for 300, but if I get it now, it's only 250. Dude, I'm less than 300 with the course I wanted and the course that she's going to give me, but I get the $300 course. Woo! I'm in. That's an upsell. That's an in sales upsell. Okay. Now she also mentioned a downsell. What's a downsell? Well, then she might make that invite to me and I say, no, I'm not into that. I might say no thanks. And she would say, okay, totally get it. But you might like my peptide pack for what was it, like 181? Okay. Normally, my peptide pack is 181. If you score it now, I'm going to save you $20 and you're going to give it for 161. Okay. These are advanced options for injecting cash, but they exist. And honestly, once you figure them out, it's not that easy. And thank goodness for you, Get Healthy Store has made that really, really easy for you to do. I think much easier sometimes than like, well, if you build it in your own like CRM with your own funnel structure, that means you need to build the sales page, the order form, the upsell page, the additional, the bump offer, all like Get Healthy Store has a lot of these kind of things built in
Built
for
in.
you. Exactly. Where it's very easy for you to say, well, yes, this is the course that I want to sell from my store. But on the way out the door, like when you're in the grocery line and you see the little gum or the magazine, like whatever, like, oh, are you into trash talk, hot goss? Then you can buy the magazine. Oh, you just think maybe that garlicky salad you ate is too much? Maybe they'll buy the gum on the way out of the store. It's the exact same idea. That's all upsells on the way out, but that's all they are, is like gum or magazines on the way out of the grocery store. Exactly same concept. They just make the tech really, really easy for you. Okay. So I want to get in the comments from you guys. Are you guys picking up what we're putting down? Are you seeing that you already do free content? Why not mention something that they could buy, right? You're already having free guides. In those free guides, why not make links to things that you could sell? Okay, when they're buying something, well, why not sell them something on the way out the door? Are you guys getting it that you could inject cash just by adding these things without doing a ton of extra work? Is that making sense to you guys? Okay, I'm going to check chat. And
And I
I'm
think one of the things to mention is having a place to send them, right? So the hardest part about all of this is building your own store. And as you said in the beginning, hiring somebody who's going to maintain it and those product pages and the pricing and all the things that go into this tech world that I was completely unaware of 4 years ago prior to getting here at Get Healthy. And so we actually take that tech burden off of the practitioner. So these stores are owned by the doctor, but they are managed by us. And it's not an account underneath a universal instance. It is your website and can even be a subdomain off of your main marketing site where you're advertising your services. We become your little shop tab or wellness store tab. And when you click it, it invokes us. But it looks like you. It's branded to you. It's your colors, your everything.
yeah.
So, and we do that for
I'm
you.
going to pause you, Tracy, because she said something. So for those of you who went like, wait, what does she mean by the subdomain? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So if that isn't clear to you, you guys have your own websites. You have your own landing pages. I know that you know that bit. Okay. Just imagine any button or any tab, like you could have a shop tab in your main navigation on your store. And instead of that actually being built on the platform your website is currently built on, you're just going to grab the URL for your store, which is the long link when you're in your browser, right? And I love that Get Healthy Store has the trainings to make this really, really easy for you. So once you've branded your store and set it up in the Get Healthy Store platform how you like it, they have great videos that show you, okay, this is you just grab the URL. And now when you're on your regular old website, you might have a tab that says shop, and people may have the feeling that they're still in that same platform, in that same environment. Let's say WordPress, if your site is built on WordPress, for example, they might feel that they're still in that same environment, but they don't know when they click the shop tab, they've actually moved over to your Get Healthy store, and they probably wouldn't even notice because Get Healthy store lets you brand it. So they're still seeing the same fonts, the same colors, everything, so that it has a
Yep.
cohesive look, touch, and feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what she's
A
talking
lot
about.
of a lot of people would ask me if they landed on, if I use like a third party dispensary, they would come back and say, "Is this you?"
Yeah,
Because it wasn't the same brand. So I did get it. There's a lot of confusion. They just wanted to make sure they were with us.
yeah,
So I just
exactly.
wanted to make sure that we're not overwhelming them with all the tech stuff because obviously it's important that you guys are out practicing and doing your thing. These are skills you need to learn, but we take the tech burden. And yes, you can sell your book on your store. That can be what we call an in-clinic fill, where we send you the order to your email and you would ship that out. Or we do have warehousing and fulfillment for you. So we have 2 warehouse facilities where some practitioners that have private label will send us their private label from whatever brands that they're private labeling with. Or if they have books, such as this case, or different types of equipment that maybe we don't carry, we can actually become your fulfillment partner. So you can have that shipped to us, and then we can send that out to your clients and patients when they're ordering these things from your store. Again, we will build the product pages for you. You set the pricing. We abide by all MAP pricing with brands. So when people say, I saw this product and it's cheaper somewhere else, just know that brands have what's called minimum advertised pricing. And so when you create a store on your own, or we create one for you, we have to abide by what that brand tells us the retail price is. Now, you can create coupons and discounts and things for your clients, but the advertised price is the advertised price, and nobody's allowed to circumvent that. So if that's happening, they're actually not following the rules and they can lose their account. So we take care of all that compliance for you. We make sure that your taxes are being remitted to each state when people purchase from you for that sales tax. So there's a lot of things that we do at Get Healthy that practitioners don't even realize that they would have to do on their own. And we kind of take the burden off of you. In addition to that full front store with multiple wellness categories, so not just supplements, we have personal care, equipment. We've integrated with labs. So there's an entire marketplace of labs. So you can use Joy's entire concept of the, lead funnel and be able to sell labs right through your Get Healthy store. But we have many categories. So we're beyond the supplements. And what happened to me personally as a practitioner is I kind of became my clients, and I love Amazon, nothing against Amazon. I love them, but I don't want my clients buying supplements off of there. I want them to buy them from me. But I became their wellness spot. I became their wellness Amazon. And they started to shop with me more than just refilling their supplements. They were buying their red light panels from me, their shower head filter replacements. They were buying little Jimmy his, gummy vitamin D, as well as that, as good as that can be. But they were getting their labs through my store. They were doing all the things through my store because I provided a level of security for them that they knew they couldn't find somewhere else. And that's what we have to do as practitioners. We have to stop being afraid to give our clients a place to purchase products and other wellness items. They are buying them. They're just not buying them from you. And it's actually a disservice because if you look at the most recent information that's coming out about buying products online, there's a lot of products that get put on Amazon that aren't from the brand itself. And while they do their best to get them down, they don't have, an authorization or a certification of who is selling on there. We have direct partnerships with the brands that are on our catalog. And it's up to you as the doctor to add, or healthcare professional to add whatever brands and products from that catalog. So you customize the offer on your store. We don't tell you what to put on your store. You have an option to choose. And you have an option to choose across all 8 categories or just 1 or 2. We even have pet supplies. Like everything is on there. So if you think of what you love the most about these big online store platforms where you go to shop, it's the exact same experience that your patients and clients love to do with you. And they feel more secure doing it. So our tech fee is so small.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
start a store. for
Mhm.
literally 99 bucks a month and have everything we talked about today, including the pill packs options where you can
Mhm.
customize and have your own brand. Imagine that, like out of the gate, you have your own brand, your cool logo on a box, right? It's so cool.
It's
I
a fast track to private labeling. It's your fast track to private labeling, honestly. The other thing that I want to say, it gives you a fast track to private labeling in a way that you don't have these huge orders that you have to come up, you have to pony up all the cash for up front. The other
right,
thing is, as someone who has helped with the organization of those stores, like I literally remember when JJ had a revamp of the products in her store, but like the photos didn't come out good from the photographer that we hired. And so here's Travis building a light tent and putting the supplements in and trying to get them right and putting them on a spinning plate to get the video. Like it was crazy to get the right like images of each product. Dude, they already have the relationships with these brands. And so the brands have already provided the imaging of the supplement, right? So let's say you have a
now
favorite. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So you don't have to go through all these little piddly things of setting up your store that, you might not think about it now, but as someone who's been on the back end of, wrangling butterflies to try to make a whole e-commerce store come to life, I can tell you they are saving you countless hours of little tiny piddly things that could easily suck up an entire day or a week to get right in the setup of your store. So I absolutely love. There are things you guys will never even understand. Like our kids will never understand trying to have a conversation with your friend and you're on the long spindly long cord in the kitchen trying to read something. Like our kids will never understand that, right? Thankfully, because of Get Healthy Store, you'll never understand a lot of the really complicated things about setting up a store. So that is the QR code that you see over there. That is the QR code to get a tour of Get Healthy Store. You guys like take advantage of that. Go on there. There's a video that walks you through it, but their team is amazing.
Yeah.
If you have questions, if you need support, I'm absolutely like I bow down to their level of customer service and the education that they provide is absolutely phenomenal. The other thing that I want to make sure that you guys have is I want you to design your own offer ladder. Okay. I want you to start thinking through where can I inject things? Because when you see how many income injections you can add to your offer ladder, you're going to be rushing over to get a Get Healthy store. But if you don't map it out and you don't think through it, you won't really realize how much money that you're leaving on the table. So let me put this up on screen for you guys really quick. QR codes right there. Okay. So if you go to use that QR code and DM me offer ladder upgrade, and I'm going to show you exactly what you will have here. Let me take this down for a second. Let's see if I can put us like this. Yeah. Okay. I just want you to see really quickly. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So what you're going to be working with is something that looks like this. Okay. So I'm going to take this down just for 1 second. So let me hide this for a second.
Just make me tiny, then they can see it.
That bigger. Can you see that? That should be bigger. Okay, let's try that. So what I want you to think through is I want you to start down here at the bottom, right? What kind of free content could I put out? So in our example today, it was Tracy having a collab on Instagram, just a live collab Instagram, and it happened to be about longevity and peptides. Okay. So then what could she on that free content, what could she point them to? Okay. In this case, we chose a pill pack, right? So let me just make sure you know how to fill this in. So this was her Oops, that's huge. I cannot draw like that. Jeez. Okay, so let's go here. So here we're gonna say she did a collab. Okay. And then she offered a pill pack, right? It was her peptides. If she wanted to get FOMSA, she could have done an upsell, right? Or a downsell. She could have done either one of those to add more money if she wanted to. And then she was going to move them into the book a call, right? She could even charge for that if she wanted. And then on that call, she was going to do her down and dirty peptide course. Okay. And then if she wanted, she was going to get them into a peptide. This is not a real thing, but I just jokingly called it the peptide princesses who are staying young and beautiful forever. Okay. Now, at every single step of the way, she can ask herself, all right, well, which supplements do I want to recommend? Which testing do I want to recommend? What affiliate offers She mentioned a few: red lights, the saunas, the cold plunge, the protein powders, coconut oil for their skin after the shower instead of that crazy lotion they might have bought by the gallon at Costco. Anything that she thinks is helpful for them, she can list all of those things here. And then she can decide, oh, yeah, I can add that one here. I can add this one here. I can add this one here. I want you to chart this out for yourself to see where you are leaving a ton of money on the table. Okay. Because I guarantee you, all of us are guilty of this. And you will not realize, Tracy, I don't know if you feel comfortable, but could you just give a ballpark of just how much additional sales comes into you? And if you don't want to share personally, you don't have to. You could give an average of people, but I know you're very open about this like I am. So if you wouldn't mind, can you just share approximately how much is added by automated stuff through your Get Healthy store?
Yeah, absolutely. Retail sales a month are between 25 and 30,000.
Guys, 25 and $30,000 a month extra. She could be with her family. She could be at church with her friends. She could be on an island with me getting some sun. Like, you guys, like that is a difference maker. That is a huge difference maker. And for many of you, it's not just the money. Okay. It's the fact that what if she took five of that thousand and she had somebody constantly regurgitating her stuff out on social media for her? Right. Well,
Mhm.
then that in and of itself might add another 60, 80, 100K. Right. So I just want you guys to be really smart. I know you're so good at healing that sometimes you forget there's some automations we could put in place that have a little bit less hustle, but they make you a whole big bunch more money, a whole bunch more happy, and you get to heal a lot more people because you can do these things at scale. Okay. So I would like you to use the screen on code. QR code on screen right now. I need a cup of coffee to check out Get Healthy
No,
Store. Okay.
you don't need coffee.
I don't need coffee. Bad idea.
No.
Okay. And then I want you to use this to get the offer ladder upgrade. And I want you to look at it. And then I want you to have someone on your team with you, even if it's a social media person, an integrator, a front office staff, a nurse on your team, doesn't matter. I want you to look at that offer ladder together because I guarantee you there are places that you're not thinking of where you could be injecting income into your business that does not take one single more minute of your time, with the caveat that of course it takes a few minutes to set up that thing in the store. Okay. But once it's set, hi, can it make money for the next 4 or 5 years? Like until you change it, it's going to make you money. Okay. So once again, I'm going to put those QR codes for you. Just for all of our friends who use the upfront lab testing process, because you guys know I don't like all of your social media offers. I don't want them to only be free. I like you guys to lead with labs. Now you have the option, guys, of leading with pill packs. Or if you don't want to pick your pill pack out this week, just go pick a supplement in the store that you think is worthwhile to talk about in your socials. And yeah, the content was free, but if they interacted in with it and bought from you, hi, that's money coming in on the front end in your top of funnel marketing. I absolutely love that for you. Okay. So get this so you can sketch it out. Okay. And then if you do not already have an Avexia account, Get Healthy Store is tied in with Avexia. It's already like auto magically going to submit your orders and have those shipped off to your people. So if you do not already have an Avexia account, I highly recommend that you use this code to waive the $250 setup fee and just get yourself an account. If you're going to be using your Get Healthy store for top of funnel marketing sales, which is where the volume is, right? Because let's face it, we're going to market to a lot more people than we're actually going to sell to, because it's like marketing and then they filter to a sales call and then they filter to actually enroll. So those testing on the back end is going to be relatively low scale. If we offer it at the front end, it's very high volume. So I recommend setting up either a separate Avexia account, or just if you're going to mostly use it in your marketing, set up an Avexia account that goes through their signing physician network, so it's not on your license. Okay, save ordering tests for your license. If you have questions about that, just DM me. I'm happy to say more. Okay, so I want you to have a lab count set up. I want you to tie it into your Avexia account. That gives you the option to sell lifestyle products, guys, saunas, protein powders, coconut oil, anything like that. She even said pet products, your supplements, testing. It came up, can we sell our book? Yes, you can sell your book. As a matter of fact, why don't you make your banner for Get Healthy Store while you're promoting your book. Why don't you redo the banner so it features your book, right? Like we can change the banner when we want on our Get Healthy Store. Okay. So I want you to get your Get Healthy Store account. And then again, if you need to sketch out your offer letter, there's the QR code to get that on Instagram. Okay. You guys, we're going to be doing this. We're going to be doing a series of these because we want to be showing you all different ways to maximize your e-commerce over at Get Healthy Store into your marketing and your fulfillment. We want to show you how to do that every single step of the way. Take your questions and make sure that you guys feel empowered to do this. Okay. We're getting some questions in the chat. Can you stay on a couple minutes and just answer? There's a couple here that I want to make sure to assuage everybody's concerns. Yes, I will make sure that this is available. I'll send an email out so you can watch the recording. Some people had to go see patients. But can you get this one for us, honey?
Sure. So this is actually Kat. She's our head of marketing. So people are asking, how are we different from FullScript? So just to let everybody know, FullScript's great at what they do. They are a dispensary and they dispense supplements. They have recently tried to tie in some lab concepts, but it's not a true API full integration. As I said, they're great at what they do. But if you're ready to go beyond just the chair-to-chair transactional and sending people recommendations and trading time for money, that's where we come in. If you are a content creator, educator, you like to do webinars, you write a blog, you have, a pretty good social media presence where people are coming to you as the expert, that's where we come in because we provide you with that full branded online shopping experience in the front without any barriers to entry. So people can shop your store like a guest. They don't have to log in. They don't have to figure out where they are. They don't have to go find a product. You can literally link to products and categories within your store. Plus, you have a multiple category offering. One of the things that I wanted to get away from was affiliate links. So I had my dispensary over here, and then I had all these affiliate links for like red light and, my water filter. And it was just so overwhelming to my clients. And when I got my own Get Healthy store, I realized everything's in one place. I just send them to my store and they can just shop their little hearts out. I also can give them discounts at the patient level. So if I want to honor somebody who's always shopping with me, that will automatically appear at the cart level when they check out. So we're just a little bit different experience for the customer and for the practitioner who's looking to go beyond the supplement bottle. So if you want to start to bring everything into an easy space that's more convenient for you as the practitioner and a heck of a lot more convenient for your patients who are usually sick and don't have time to go to multiple places and pay shipping across all these different things, that's where we really are. We also have that dispensary tool in the back. You can build recommendations. You can put how much, how long, how often, how many. You can, add notes
only for people who have agreements with you. Okay. Don't use the scripting in your top of funnel marketing. Just want to make sure we protect you, right? So the scripting feature is for people you have actual agreements. That medical relationship has been established, signed on the dotted line, or at least checked on a coaching box. Make sure you're careful of that. Sorry to interrupt you, Tracy. I want to protect you.
No, that's okay. The other thing is that you own your patients and the patient data. We do not third-party market to your clients and patients. And that's an important thing. So we don't make other product recommendations to them. I know I'm a practitioner. I have a lot of chronically ill people, MCAS, things like that. And I don't love when other product recommendations were being made from these other systems, because then my client thinks it's from me and they buy it and then they get sick and they're mad at me. It's like, I didn't do it. So we don't do that. We actually have an account manager for each person that has a store. So you get like a business strategist and a partner to help you use the features and functions and when to implement certain marketing tactics into your business and how to best combine that with the offers you're trying to make. Yeah. So we don't third-party market your clients. It's owned by you. You can export your list at any time. All of that is yours, but we do help you report on it. So you can connect Google Analytics to your store. We have some reporting that's already built into the admin to let you know how many new customers you've attained, how many carts were abandoned. So these are things that you may not care about right now, but I promise you, as you start to scale and you realize the power of being online and the reach that you can have to help so many people, and also create a little bit of revenue without the absolute practitioner exhaustion that goes with the day-to-day 8 to 10 hours in the chair, you are going to realize the difference between us and
Yeah.
full script. And it's not a better or worse. It's more of, where are you in your journey? What I said at the beginning was, when I first started using it, was Get Healthy Stores actually is the type of technology that grows with an emerging practice. You don't ever grow out of us. And that's the biggest thing, because when I make investments into technology and I learn it, and then all of a sudden I realize I grew out of it and I got to go learn something else, like, oh gosh, I would rather just not work again. Like, I'm like, no. So we really try to make our technology one that grows with you, so
Yeah.
that you learn it once, you master it often, and you never outgrow us. So
Tracy, I want you to hit this question, but really quick before she answers this, you guys, she dropped a few little nuggets in there that we need to go deeper on. Okay, she said she could give coupon codes. We need to circle back and show you how advantageous that can be. I'm talking dropping in the PS of an email, including a coupon code in your newsletter for a specific thing, but then they get in your store and look at all the other cool things they could get, right? So we need to circle back and talk about coupon codes. She also mentioned abandoned cart, right? If a system can tell you abandoned cart when someone had things in the cart, but then they bailed, well, they could have been the baby cried or the UPS guy was at the door or whatever. How do we monetize that? So in this series of conversations, I'll make sure that we circle back and show you all these magical ways that we can add even more income based on those little nuggets that she's just kind of stepping over because she's so immersed in it. But I need to make sure we empower you to take advantage of all those features of Get Healthy. So we can't do it today. We can't do it all, but I'll make sure that we'll continue to teach you how to inject even more cash from having an amazing e-commerce experience like you'll have when, or like your customers will have when you have a Get Healthy store. And then I think this is good to answer because I actually don't know this, so I can't help them in the follow-up, Tracy, to get this question answered.
absolutely, everything we talked about today, you get at the expert level. That's the base package. Okay, the only thing that you don't get is the custom URL, but that's where I started. And my store was Tracy Stroup, ND, at GetHealthy.store, and none of my people were like, "Who is this?" They didn't look at the URL, right? Now, as you become better and more efficient at digital, all of those things, you're going to want that custom URL. That's when you're going to move to the Trailblazer. You might even get into private labeling and having your own brand. Then you're going to move into the Innovator. Like, again, we're going to grow with you, but take your time. Like, we will sit there, we will help you, we'll assist. This is why we partner with Joy, because she's just amazing. Like, when I met Joy, I was like, you don't need any more coffee and you're amazing. Like, those are the two things I think about Joy all the time. When she sends me threads that are huge and she's like, I think I had too much coffee. I was like, stop. But it's what makes her her. So we have these partnerships. We partner with marketing agencies. Like, we really try to help you. I know I'm a practitioner. I still practice. I still have a telehealth. I still have my academy. Like, I get it, guys. And what I will tell you is, the Get Healthy store, if you learn how to use it and use it effectively, not everything, just the things that work for your business, you will create additional revenue. You will sell products that people can trust, and you will scale. It's inevitable, and it doesn't take a lot. I mean, I do this very part-time, and I gave you what I make on my store. So you could probably, 10x that, because you guys are really digging in. So thank you, Joy, for everything that you do to help us be better business people and better marketers, because I know we need to get that out there, but sometimes we're just not thinking that way. So we certainly appreciate your partnership.
Oh, thank you. I absolutely adore you and what you guys are up to over there. We're going to wrap it today because I know we were here for an hour and we've got you guys almost 15 minutes over. So what should you take away from today? What's the thing that's actually going to move the needle? Because just like, us, this information is not going to cause any change unless you implement. Okay. So I would say first things first, get you and your team sketching out, like, where could we possibly make suggestions? And think big, you guys. If you like red light therapy, like, that could be mentioned in a PS in an email or in the body of an email or in a blog post or on an Instagram collab. Think big, okay? Think big, because you no longer have to go down and chase an affiliate relationship with this guy and that company and this company and that supplement. And you don't have to do that anymore. Like, they have built the relationship for the vast majority of anything. I've been doing this 13 years, 14 in September. And in terms of, oh, which water filters, I know what y'all like. I know what you don't like. I know what you talk crap about behind everybody's back. They have gone to the vast majority of anything that you might want to recommend, and they probably already have the relationship set up. Okay. And if they don't, like, communicate with their team. If I'm wrong, please DM me and tell me that. But I'm massively impressed by what I see as your options that you can promote. Okay. So, first thing, sketch out all the cool things you love, product, supplement, testing that could possibly be injected, all the way from free content, all the way through from fulfilling on your 3-month packages or your online courses. Please do that first. Okay. Please do that first. And once you see how much money you're leaving on the table, get your butt over to Get Healthy Store and take a look at what is possible. And let me tell you, for less than investing in the cheapest version of like a Shopify or an equivalent, you're going to have access to something that's actually dialed in for us, for this community, for people who want to move the needle on health. It's not random products. It's definitely designed for exactly what you guys do. All right. If you have questions, you guys know I'm super approachable. I'm super easy to get a hold of. Just DM me. That takes you straight to my personal Instagram. DM me and let me know what your questions are. I have a direct path to Tracy if we need to ask her how to emulate what she's doing to add that much to her practice. Tracy has a direct path to the team at Get Healthy Store, who's amazing. Shout out to Kat and Courtney and Ann. I just think you guys have been amazing at helping us get organized around this. You have a direct line. You're not in this alone. You have two brands who stand firmly behind you making a lot more money for what you do. Take advantage. All right. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks, right? So not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. Is that right, Tracy?
Yes.
Yeah. So not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. We are going to keep this in front of your face. Okay. Because we want your finances to be creeping up, 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 while the time that you have to spend earning those finances starts to come down a little bit. So you don't become another burnout statistics, but you still get to have breakthrough results for all the people who are lucky enough to consume your content and work with you directly or in your programs. Tracy, any final words for our friends?
No, I just wanted to say thanks for your time today. I know you guys are busy and you definitely made time for us, so we appreciate it. I would suggest that everybody get a demo, scan that QR code, please. Sit
Yeah.
down with one of our AMs and talk through your business, and if this is the right fit. That's the nice thing about the free demos. You can see the front, you can see the back, you can see how to implement it, you can ask the tough questions. That's why we do it, because we know this is an important decision for you and we want you to make the right one.
Exactly. All right. With that, we'll let you know. Again, 2 weeks, we will have another session about injecting income, all the ways that we can do that through Get Healthy Store, because it's just so much on this platform. And I have some specific strategies that I've learned for injecting into celebrity brands all the way down to itty bitty hometown health hero brands. And Get Healthy Store makes that a lot easier than figuring it out on your own. So I've asked Tracy to come and work with me to highlight things that will add more income to your bottom line. So we'll see you in the next session. Take care, everybody.